Cage 56 on Saturday at the 10th of December. Tuomas the Train Grönvall from Finland is an extremely powerful submission wrestling specialist with unstoppable takedowns and dangerous chokes. He has never been finished and has 63% stoppage rate. Luca the Duke Iovine from Italy strikes with tremendous power, having scored various first-round knockouts. Besides KOs, he also has a resume of submission victories. Iovine's stoppage rate is 72%. Will the Train get the takedown and dominate? Or will the Duke score a knockout in the process? Ladies and gentlemen, we give you Tuomas Grönvall versus Luca Iovine.
To the blue corner, Luca Iovine.
Gotta admit, not the song choice I was expecting, but Luca the Duke Iovine knows how to surprise. Made his pro debut in April of 2014, defeating his countryman Gian Mario Galluzzi, and has become one of the most experienced guys fighting out of Italy in general. I mean, in excess of 20 fights, and he's fought some really tough customers. I mean, he had an 8-fight winning streak broken by Nathaniel Wood, who will fight later on at UFC Paris. But perhaps Iovine's most impressive win was a first-round TKO victory of Kenji Bortoluzzi.
Yeah, so Luca is a very experienced fighter. He has experience in both Cage Warriors and Octagon MMA, which are also major promotions in Europe. And good record, 17-7. Very short, powerful, stocky striker. And I think he's going to come confident into this one.
Absolutely, and he knows how to mix things up. He's spent time at Tiger Muay Thai in Thailand, but he also won gold at ADCC Italy in 2016. So on the feet or on the ground, he is a dangerous Italian, that's for sure. Final checks before entering the cage here.
To the red corner, Tuomas Grönvall!
Well, if there's someone who knows how to push it to the limit, it's Tuomas the Train Grönvall, a very, very promising fighter coming out of Finland here, an 03 fight team. Made his pro debut back in 2012 it actually ended up a draw against Timo Suikonen. So he's actually kind of later on this month, he'll be making his 10-year anniversary as a pro in MMA.
Yeah, Tuomas had a few-year layoff due to some injury issues, but he made his comeback. And since then, he fought in Finland a little bit, fought overseas, and now he's been a mainstay at Cage this year, winning 2 main event fights in March and April, both. So he is on a winning streak, and this is his last fight on his current Cage contract. So I think he's looking to make a statement with Luca Iovine and push to the major promotions of the world.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, defeating Luca Iovine, that would definitely be a statement for sure. That's definitely what you want to, the impression you want to make on the last fight of your contract here. As you said, enters the Cage on a 2-fight winning streak, holds decision victories over Lucas Pereira and Konstantin Nev. So let's see if the train will pull up to his final stop with a victory here tonight. And this is actually his 11th fight here in Cage, so definitely a veteran of the Finnish MMA scene, that is for sure. And talk about a top-notch European matchup here. All right, well, let's take a look at the tail of the tape brought to you by Easy.
And tail of the tape, Grönvall is 5 centimeters the taller. Luca Iovine has a slight reach advantage, but the youth goes to Tuomas Grönvall.
This fight is brought to you by Easy. Tämän ottelun tarjoaa Easy. Vapaus työhön. In the blue corner, fighter with a professional record of 17 wins and 7 losses, weighing 61.5 kilos from Italy, Luca Duke Iovine! Helsinki-based Finnish fighter with a professional record of 9 wins, 4 losses and 1 draw, weighing 61.6 kilos, representing 03 fight team, Tuomas the Train!
All right, how about that? A hero's welcome here at the House of Culture for Tuomas Grönvall. And both these fighters entering with 2 wins in their last couple of fights. Iovine also is 2-2 in his last 4 fights, coming off of a 2nd round rear naked choke finish of Araik Margarian. 2 very experienced bantamweights in here tonight. And here we go. And Iovine actually has as many submission victories as Grönvall has victories in total at 9. So he knows how to get it done on the mat.
But I still think Iovine is mostly a striker. He has good top positioning and ground and pound, but he sets his submissions up a lot with striking offense, standing and on the ground though.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a very good point, Alexi. Iovine, definitely a fan of hurting opponents with his hands. Also a fan of a hand of God, signature of Diego Maradona. Apparently Iovine, a big fan of Maradona's. Nice leg kick there as well.
One thing that's a bit different in this fight, I don't ever remember the Train Grönvall facing anyone who is actually shorter than him, which might open up some striking opportunities. He has very underrated kicking game, but also it changes the takedown game a bit, because usually he can kind of step in to grab the hips and for the double leg, but now I think he has to duck down a little bit under or lower.
That is a very good point because, I mean, Iovine, he has been susceptible to strikes in the past. I mean, if you look at his knockout loss against Nathaniel Wood, it was just when he was starting to get comfortable on the feet that he got hit with a I believe it was a left hook, and he just went down.
Iovine is definitely looking for the right uppercut, which is, I think it's pretty obvious what each fighter wants to do. Like Grönvall wants to do exactly this. So get the takedown, put Iovine on his back, and rain down fire.
And plenty of time left to do so, over 3 minutes. See if Grönvall can capitalize on this top position. That aforementioned loss to Nathaniel Wood for Iovine broke an 8-fight winning streak. So it definitely halted some of his momentum. Let's see if Grönvall can pass. Something happening from the top. Iovine being very defensive here.
You can see the experience. He's fighting for the inside hand positioning, preventing Grönvall from really landing any strong strikes. And when Grönvall is pushing in, he's actually embracing it and controlling it now, gets back to close guard. So he's playing a smart game from the bottom here. Not taking too much damage, landing short elbows, trying to get a reaction out of Grönvall and maybe push and stand back up.
As mentioned, Grönvall, a real experienced guy here on the European MMA scene, holds notable wins over the likes of Renato Virovic and Artemis Sitenkov. Someone's cut, it might be Grönvall.
I think it was a short elbow from Iovine from the bottom. Now Tuomas is getting his hands in the middle a little bit more, so he's, as you can see, he's starting to come with the elbows over the top. If you can control the inside positioning from the top, it allows you to open up your elbows or pull your hand out and strike over your opponent's guard. But same thing comes when you're on the bottom. If you can control the inside positioning, you can actually block strikes with your arm, and it's easier to get overhooks to prevent the posture of the top player and control the distance between the athletes.
Great insight there, Alexei, and yeah, tells a story about the first round so far. There's big kind of a fight for that arm positioning.
I'm surprised Iovine is satisfied with keeping the close guard, because I figured he might try to scramble a bit more or stand back up, but he's kind of satisfied with just holding Grönvall inside his guard, even though Grönvall is landing those elbows and winning the round so far.
Yeah, that's a good point. It is surprising, even here up against the cage, where traditionally a lot of fighters do try to use the cage to get back up, open up the guard, and try to wall walk. Turning away from the cage. It looked like perhaps Iovine was trying to go for an armbar there, but abandoned it.
Yeah, but Grönvall right away dropped his right elbow to the hip and kind of like blocked the hip rotation for the armbar. So he had to reset back in the middle of the guard.
Final 10 seconds. Looks like these gentlemen will continue to a second round.
That was heavy pressure from Tuomas Grönvall. Great ground and pound, great round overall.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he had that top position for in excess of 3 minutes. I mean, despite what you might think, looking at his face being cut up, he was definitely dominating that fight for sure. The thing with elbows, I mean, it's like sometimes it's the small, almost insignificant looking elbows that manage to cut you. Nice job there. Set up the takedown with the strike.
Excellent drive.
There's a good elbow too from the top.
I think this is where Grönvall did most of the damage from the top position with the repeated elbow strikes. And as I said previously tonight, when you can push your opponent's head against the cage, it's very difficult because you can't really hip bump, and you have to rotate out first before you can really generate any major offense. Good job from cage cutman Tipi Hirvikangas fixing up Grönvall's cut, which seems to be decent size above the eyebrow.
Yeah, that's a surprisingly heavy cut, but great job by the cutman there. Is that perhaps a small cut on the left eyebrow of Iovine as well, or just some Vaseline for some swelling? Okay, let's see if the Duke can keep this standing or if the train takes this to ground town once more. Take an attempt to defend it so far.
Good pressure from Tuomas and switching to the high crotch single. Tuomas has showed in previous fights he's really strong in these positions, but also he's very creative. Like even sometimes when he gets his arm trapped in an awkward underhook, he still finds a way to trip or turn or twist his opponent to the mat.
A single here.
Trying to run the pipe, and good defense from Iovine.
Yeah. How long can he stay on one leg though? Gets it.
Grönvall gets the takedown. Good finish. You can see he stayed very calm. Like he knew he had the leg. As long as you don't let it go, like he's gonna get the takedown eventually.
And he's such an experienced guy. Real veteran here. Much better position here now for Grönvall, as he is in half guard at least. So it could open up a couple new positions or maybe even submission attempts.
And if Tuomas can get his left arm, like he's now doing, his forearm across the neck, and puts his palm against Iovine's neck, he can push away a little bit and start to drop heavy elbows with the left arm. So that'll definitely force Iovine to make mistakes and or at least start to move from the bottom position. So it'll open up submission attempts or a chance for Grönvall to advance in position. But you do have to be careful with a stocky and powerful guy like Iovine, because he can explode from the bottom position at any time.
Absolutely, yeah, buck out of it. Grönvall being a bit wary with passes, doesn't want to make a mistake. He worked hard for this position, so can't blame him for wanting to keep it. He might be trying for an arm. Okay, no. Look for a moment like perhaps he was interested in an arm triangle, but good job from Iovine managing to reestablish a full guard at least.
Actually, I think, yeah, Iovine recovered the guard, but Tuomas was actually circling towards the guard. So I think he felt a little bit uncomfortable maybe in the half guard and couldn't get any offense going. So as you stated in the previous, or you saw in the previous round, Iovine kind of at least tended to stay there and keep the guard closed and give Grönvall the opportunity to do exactly what he's doing now, round and pound, throw the heavy elbows.
It looks like I was correct. There is a small cut on the left eyebrow of the Italian. Once again, plenty of time to work in this top position here for the train. Grönvall has worked hard to engineer this top position. It's not the only solid engineering he does. He actually has a bachelor's in engineering. He's quite the technician in many ways.
Looking at Grönvall's previous cage fights this year, the main events of cage 54 and 53 and 54, excuse me. Like he showed his dominant wrestling and his excellent ground positioning. But what I'm really happy to see in this fight is now he has actually added the ground and pound.
Right.
Like he stated that before his main event in April, that he has worked a lot on his ground striking and actually damaging his opponents and making the rounds even more decisive than just ground control and trying for his dangerous guillotine choke. But he had fever and he was very, very tired even coming to that fight. But now I think he's healthy and he is putting on a statement as that he really wanted.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a one-way traffic pretty much for both these two first rounds. Grönvall inching his way higher up in that position, trying to land some more strikes. But it looks like they will go to a third round.
Another dominant round for Tuomas Grönvall.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, right now the onus is on Iovine to make something happen to change things up, because there's no way he's winning a fight getting elbowed in the face.
Yeah, Iovine definitely needs a finish if he wants to walk out from the House of Culture with a victory.
And I mean, obviously, 03 fight team have got to be happy with what we're seeing. But do you think there's perhaps something that could be improved on Grönvall's end?
Maybe in the half-guard positioning, he could, because he has great knee cut passes and he's good at controlling mount and back, and he can move to those positions very well. Grönvall is a good grappler in just the grappling sense. Now, I'm happy he's added the ground and pound, he's shown the grappling, but maybe try to mix those up. Like, use the ground and pound to open up opportunities, pass the guard, and then advance to even more dominant position.
Okay.
Seconds out.
Seconds out, and we are nearing the third and final round. Surprisingly grisly cut there on Grönvall. And it seems like there's something, some tape hanging out from the glove of Iovine. Obviously, we don't want something like that to...
Grönvall seems a bit frustrated in his corner. He's like, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get this over with.
I mean, the train doesn't want to slow down, right?
Yeah, it looks like he's going to start shadow boxing soon.
Here we go. Iovine, I mean, he knows what's coming his way. He knows what he needs to do. But it's a lot harder to make it happen in practice when you just realize it on paper. There's takedown attempt. All right, nicely defended. Grönvall will perhaps do better to set up those shots a little bit better. Really attacking that lead leg. There's a nice calf kick there. And it is a good move to, sort of stop the offensive wrestling of your opponent, because if you can't really shoot off that lead leg the same way due to pain, then it will make their takedown attempt weaker.
Yeah, it'll definitely limit the opportunities to shoot when you can't put pressure on that leg. And he's landing the kick nicely.
I mean, no surprise if there is some urgency in the Italian corner. We know they're down 2 rounds. It's a finish or a loss.
I think once Iovine gets can put a little bit of pressure on Grönvall like this, like he should maintain the pressure and then actually look to land the strikes from the distance and use the leg kick, but keep the pressure on and make the shot harder. When he gives Grönvall space to move, Grönvall has the chance to use the left hook to get Iovine's hands up and then set up the shot a bit better.
Great point. Look at that takedown attempt defended once again. And a smart move by Grönvall to go down to the knee when you realize, or go down to a grounded position when you realize he was in danger of getting kneed to the face.
Now Iovine is actually starting to land some of the punches. Now Grönvall gets him to the cage.
I mean, this is for sure Iovine's best round so far.
I think Grönvall is looking for that high crotch position again, same as he had in the previous round.
Really hard, but Iovine staying heavy. Oh, look at that. Slips down instead. Iovine, oh, wow.
Good defense from Iovine, but made a little bit of a mistake trying to jump to the back, and Grönvall is all over him right away.
You can't make a mistake in the grappling against Grönvall.
And Grönvall has the right hook in. He's looking to take the back. Excellent scramble from both men, but Grönvall was just a little bit sharper on that positional exchange. And Iovine settles to the close guard. It's a bit surprising in my opinion. Like, you're down 2 rounds, clearly 140 to go, and you lock down the close guard.
Maybe he'll try to make something happen from the bottom.
Maybe he's counting on landing another elbow on that cut of Grönvall's, but that's a highly unlikely scenario. So.
I mean, the amount of TKOs from the bottom that I've seen, you can count them on one hand.
Exactly. So I think Iovine needs to try to stand up, and there is some urgency in his corner.
Yeah, absolutely. The Italian's coach is the loudest person in the room right now, that's for sure.
Yeah, I have to say my Italian is not that good, so I have no idea if he's calling for elbows or stand-up or a reversal attempt, but he is calling for something.
It looks like he was looking at the referee, perhaps hoping for a stand-up, but I mean...
But Grönvall is working. He's working. He's all the time punching the body, throwing elbows over the top. He is putting in the work. There's no way the referee is going to stand up when the top fighter is active and landing strikes.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a bit of a sign of weakness as well when you're trying to look to the referee for salvation, because that's basically putting it in his hands and out of your own.
Absolutely.
And you'd think that a veteran like Iovine would perhaps know a little bit better in a situation like that. All right, 3 rounds in the books. Iovine seems happy. I mean, if you were really, really generous, maybe you could give him a 3rd round, but I'm not sure I would even do that.
Yeah, he landed a few leg kicks in the 3rd round, maybe a few punches, but I'd still give it to Grönvall. He got the takedown. He had over 3 minutes of I think close to 3 minutes of top control and ground and pound. So none of the strikes Iovine landed were significant in any way, except that one short elbow from the bottom in round 1. But
which has honestly produced a pretty gruesome cut. That is surprising. Yeah, I mean, this is the story of the fight. It was all top control from Tuomas Grönvall. Landing shots, landing elbows. All right, let's hear it for the official decision.
Gentlemen, after 3 full rounds, we have the judges' decision. Winner by unanimous decision, Tuomas! That's
And there you have it, the train not stopping for anybody except for a statement win here. Make it 3 in a row for Tuomas Grönvall, and this was by far his most impressive win to date, or in that stretch.
I agree. I think it's the biggest win of his career at the crossroads point of his career. Like, this was a real statement win, and I'd be amazed if the big promotions in US and Europe wouldn't be interested in this guy, because he is dominant, he's exciting. Now he's added the dangerous ground and pound to his game, so still young, getting better. Like, catch him now or someone else will.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Tuomas, onneksi olkoon. Todella hieno voitto sähäkästä italialaisottelijasta.
Kiitos tosi paljon.
Siinä ekaserässä nähtiin muitakin vauhdikkaita käänteitä, mutta muun muassa tässä voi kuvissa nähdä, että sulla on tommonen kulmakarvan mittainen vekki tuossa silmäkulmassa. Muuttiko se omaa gameplania millään lailla ottelun mittaan?
No samalla lailla se meni, että kaveri mattoo ja eipä se muuttanut.
Mut pystyssä oteltiin myöskin jonkun aikaa aika hyvin hanskassa, oli siinäkin meininki, mutta selvästi näytti olevan sulla taktiikkana, että viedään mattoa ja hallitaan siellä. Tuntuuko siellä matossa koko ajan, että se homma oli hanskassa?
Joo, siis sai mattuu hyvin kaveri päälle ja lyötyy vähän kyynärpäällä ja sai vedettyä kaiken tilakaverit, niin ihan hyvin.
Erittäin hieno kontrolli ja hieno voitto, onneksi olkoon.
Kiitti. Kiitti kaikille sponsoreille ja hyvää syntymäpäivää Annika. Tää oli lahja sulle.
Tuomas Grönvall!
Grönvall said, like, he went according to the game plan, get the takedowns, land the elbows, dominate the top position, and then wished happy birthday to his girlfriend who is in the audience here.
All right, well, happy birthday indeed. Great, strong performance from Tuomas Grönvall. Just, that is a gnarly cut. I mean, it's like something out of a Hellraiser movie, but nevertheless, he powered through it and did so in style. I mean, that was a clear-cut domination, really, on the ground from Grönvall. And like you said, 10-4-1, I'd be very surprised if some major promotion isn't interested. That's a very good point, Alexi.
And with dominant performances like this.
Yeah.
So it's not just, you know, like close split decisions against average opposition. He's fighting dangerous guys who have fought on big European level and dominating them.
Cage 56 on Saturday at the 10th of December.